there, my dudes. How you been keeping? I hope whatever you've been up to this week, it's been spectacular.
Well, this calls for a celebration. I will.
Welcome back to another Soul Singer Discovers. Ooh. Except today it's a little bit different. Normally we have Soul Singer Discovers and I usually give you bands that you've all heard of and I haven't. But we're starting a new YouTube series that will be called Soul Singer Introduces. I've had a lot of bands reach out to me over the past year who are, let's say, not as big as, say, Lorna Shore. And they want to be included on the channel. Now, it would have been dead easy for me to do something like, for instance, create a video about Lorna Shore and stick them in the middle of it. But that would have caused violence in the comment section. So instead, I thought it would be really cool if we all discovered bands that you might not have heard of together. So that we're both discovering, like a little blind date for the both of us. I'm very excited to be bringing new things to the channel. So today, let's get into it. Today on Soul Singer Introduces, Human Instrumentality Project. Ooh. Let's head over to Rosie the Robot so I can learn some things I didn't know about Human Instrumentality Project.
Human Instrumentality Project are an anime-inspired deathcore band from Guangzhou, China. Most of their compositions are based upon the animation Neon Genesis Evangelion, and by using deathcore, present the Evangelion universe across the canvas of their music.
Thank you, Rosie. If you would like to go and be a little snoop on their socials, you can check them out here. Also, don't forget, if you are actually aware of the band, why haven't you shared more of their music? Why not share this video? Help the band out. Help a sister out. Why not? Are you better than me in the band? I didn't think so. Let's do it. This is Human Instrumentality Project with Angel of Doom, Angel of Death. Ooh. Boop. Very dramatic brass. Pausing. Ooh. Okay, so I believe the lead singer is called Rui. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. He has that whole Will Ramos thing going on, where he is changing and adapting his vowels to create all of these incredible distorted voices. It's goblin mode. It is goblin mode. There was that part at the start of the video where he kind of went from a very sort of close of like, that one. It is really impressive. It'd be interesting to sit down and talk with Rui and a lot of other vocalists that do it about their vowel modification. Like, is that something that they decide before the gig? Like at writing stage, are they deciding that? Because the other thing, I'm watching the words that are coming up, which, by the way, every band should have their lyrics. Every band. If you're Lorna Shore, you should have your lyrics down the bottom. I do think that that would be something, in my opinion, that would need to be done at writing stage, because depending on the words you're using, and I know Rui's not using his original language, so he's having to adapt vowels in a different language, which is so impressive. In fact, we were talking about, I think it was Slaughter to Prevail, when we talked about the fact that you're having to modify vowels, but if you're singing in a language that's not your first tongue, modifying vowels you've not actually used a lot before. Or if you have, they're not as natural to you as your first language, which is so incredibly impressive. I also think on that open vowel at the end, that wah, it feels really supported. We've talked about it before, when you can hear the difference between a metal vocalist who's using a lot of support and a metal vocalist who's just screaming, like Corey from Slipknot. I haven't heard any of Slipknot's more modern stuff, but for sure, the early stuff that I heard, Corey wasn't supporting at all. It doesn't make the vocalist any less so. It just means that sustaining that sound is going to be so difficult over a period of time. Whereas I think Rui's got some great technique going on there. I love some of the little of guitars harmonising with each other for just a small riff between phrases. That was good. I like that. The drummer. Can we talk about the drummer? We had a small conversation about drummers in the last video, I think it was, that we did, where I said I don't like talking about drummers because I'm not here to tell any drummer what the hell to do. I'm a singer. What right? That's like a drummer coming up and telling me how to sing. Like, we play instruments that couldn't be further enough apart. But really fantastic, really fantastic. I really love the big brass dramatic stabs at the beginning. I know that some of this will be based on some of the anime of real stories. And when I say real stories, I mean lore that's already out there to sort of digest. And I think that's super cool. I think metal is one of the best genres to make music about stories that are not your own story. I know people like Symphony X do stuff like that. And I do really appreciate it from a songwriting perspective. It lets you be someone else for a while, and that's more difficult because you have to get into the mind space of someone else, but also understand the lore that you're talking about. You can't just go ahead and go, well, I'm going to write a story from the perspective of Abraham Lincoln. Well, I mean, you could, but unless you know stuff about him and you've actually tried to get to know what kind of person he would be, it'll be quite inauthentic, where this doesn't feel inauthentic. Let's keep going. I love the crowd stuff, the crowd motion. Switching between the two. That was nice. So switching between the two. Yeah, I think switching between the two, because this was a live recording, so I don't know if they recorded from the desk and then mixed after the fact. I know a lot of bands do that. I think switching between those two very extreme vowels as a vocalist, between the oh and the ah, is really tricky, really tricky. Having not sang metal before, the music that I sing is roots. Even for music like I'm doing, I'm still having to do things like drop my jaw for particularly low resonant notes, and then having to create a wider vowel for higher, more squall vowels. And switching between them is no joke. And Rui does it really easily, really easily. I mean, that song was 4.5 minutes, and I watch some of that stuff when it's live, and I just think, wow, that's only one song. That's not even the full set. I would have had a nervous breakdown by now. I really enjoyed the dramaticness of the lyrics. The lyrics felt very eloquent, but still very sort of like, huh. I really enjoyed the dramatic brass pads that were in the background. Again, we've talked about it before, electronic pads of any description, metal music, the Venn diagram is a circle when it comes to should they go together. I think the band gave an amazing performance, even down to like the bassist. It can't be easy to perform in that kind of wall of noise. I can't actually see if they're using in-ear monitors. I would like to think they are, because damn, that'd be difficult without. This kind of stuff absolutely stands up. It really stands up. It really does. And again, I can't be more over the top about this. Rui's singing in a language that's not his first language. So he's having to find vowels for stuff in a different language. I can't even. It's bad enough for me being Scottish, trying to find vowels that work in American music. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but I do have quite a strong accent. Yeah, really well done, guys. I think it's a really interesting idea to have a band that exists around the lore of something that wasn't music before, but was a form of art before. I think that's really interesting. What do you guys think? What do you think of Human Instrumentality Project? Is it your cup of tea? If not, why don't you like Joy? What's your problem? What do you think of the singing? What do you think of the dramatic stabs of brass? What do you think about the harmonising of guitar? As always, let me know in the comment section. If you've really enjoyed the band, don't forget, go to these socials and you'll be able to stalk them and send them lovely messages about how much you enjoy their music. If you already know the band, don't forget to share this video. Share it around, share the love. As always, thank you to my patrons. Thank you to Sean Lynn from the band for getting me all the details that I needed, because I forget a lot. Thank you to all of you out there for continuing to watch, subscribe, share, comment, and do all that really cool stuff. Until next time, my dudes, someone introduces you to a new band, you better listen to them. Okay?